Diving deep into the world of Marie Curie today, and let me tell you, we're going way beyond the typical, won a couple Nobel Prizes
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
We're really trying to uncover the woman behind all the fame, all the legend, her just relentless pursuit of knowledge, and honestly, the ripple effects of her discoveries that we still see today.
It is really remarkable. How often do you find personal hardship so closely intertwined with like absolutely groundbreaking discoveries?
Yeah.
And Marie Curie's story really embodies that.
Absolutely. So let's rewind the clock a little bit. Late 19th century Poland. Just imagine being a young woman, Maria Skłodowska, brilliant, passionate, but facing like hurdle after hurdle.
Right.
Limited opportunities for women in education, families struggling financially, yet this is like the spark, the ignition point of her journey.
Wow.
And it's not just attending school, this is like underground secret university stuff. Have you
Wow.
have you heard about the Flying University?
Oh, absolutely. It's a testament, really, to the human thirst for knowledge, wouldn't you say? This wasn't just about, oh, we're going to go around the rules. It speaks to, like, the atmosphere.
Right.
That young Marie was, like, immersed in this drive to learn, to explore, even with all of that pushing down, that really laid the groundwork for everything else.
Makes those later discoveries, the textbook chapters about radioactivity, hit a little differently, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
This wasn't just theory for her. It was like this world she had to fight to even begin to understand.
Exactly.
And then, fast forward a bit, she makes this move to Paris, like the epicenter, right, of intellectual and scientific thought at the time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just a change of scenery. This is like stepping onto a bigger stage where
Right.
somebody with her intellect could truly, like, blossom.
Right. It was,
And blossom she did,
it was the place to be.
becoming Marie Curie.
Exactly.
A name that, synonymous with scientific brilliance at this point. But it wasn't a solo act, right? This is where Pierre Curie enters the picture.
Exactly.
And we're not just talking about a romantic partnership here. This is like a true meeting of the minds.
A true partnership.
Right, yeah.
It's amazing to see that fusion of passion and intellect. You don't see that very often. I mean, their story it goes so far beyond just a love story.
Yeah.
They challenged each other, they pushed each other, they inspired each other. All those hours in the lab, it's remarkable. It really fueled some of the most important discoveries
Yeah,
of their time.
absolutely. But before their groundbreaking work, there was another scientist who kind of stumbled onto something strange. Henri Becquerel.
Right.
And so you've got these uranium salts just sitting there emitting something. We know it as radiation now, but back then, complete mystery.
Yeah.
And Curie, she wasn't content with just observing. She wanted to figure it out.
It's that relentless pursuit. That's the true mark, I think, of Marie Curie. Becquerel's findings were intriguing, but she didn't stop there.
Right.
Imagine, meticulously testing all these different substances with, let's be honest, fairly rudimentary tools for the time, just driven by this need to unlock the secrets of this unseen energy.
And unlock she did, leading to not one, but two new elements. Polonium, a tribute to her homeland, and of course radium. These weren't just like new entries on the periodic table. This was a revolution in the making. What was it about these elements that made them so revolutionary?
It wasn't just, oh, cool, some new stuff. This challenged like the core of chemistry as they understood it.
Yeah.
Up to that point, elements, they were stable. They didn't change, right?
Right.
But polonium and radium, intrinsically unstable, constantly emitting this unseen energy, this radioactivity.
Yeah.
This completely changed how we looked at the atom itself. Like, boom, the door's open to nuclear physics.
It's like finding out the building blocks we thought we knew had, like secret compartments, hidden depths. And Curie didn't just stop at the discovery. She's the one who pioneered techniques to actually isolate radium in its pure form.
Right.
That's unimaginable, even with today's equipment, let alone back then. The sheer, like, willpower that must have taken.
That's dedication.
Assistant.
And here's the thing, right? Think of the possibilities at that moment. They could have patented it.
Right.
Wealth, influence, beyond measure, but they made a different choice. And that says a lot about who they were.
Yeah.
The spirit of it all.
Yeah, you're talking about their refusal to patent those discoveries. In a world that is, like, fixated on profit, that echoes even louder today. Did they ever say why?
Very firm belief.
Yeah.
Knowledge should be shared. It's for the betterment of everybody. And they saw the potential, not just, oh, this is how atoms work, but like practical uses,
Right.
especially in medicine. No patent meant other scientists could just run with it.
Right. And progress, it just exploded,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And then, of course, we got to talk about the Nobel Prizes.
Right, yeah.
Marie Curie wasn't just breaking barriers here. She kind of demolished them.
Yeah.
First woman to win a Nobel Prize. Then she goes and wins a second one in a completely different field.
Unheard of.
And what's remarkable is that each one of those awards was for a distinct achievement, not just more work on the same thing.
Precisely. That first one, physics, shared with Becquerel, 1903, recognizing, hey, you found this whole thing, this radioactivity.
Yeah.
But the second Nobel Prize, 1911,
Right.
that was all Marie. Chemistry this time.
Right?
Isolating pure radium, that's mastery of chemistry, not just physics anymore.
2 Nobel Prizes, I mean, talk about a legacy.
You can't top that.
But as we all know, life, it throws curveballs.
Mhm.
And for Curie, that came in 1906, Pierre's tragic death. I can't even imagine.
Devastating.
They weren't just, married. They were like intellectual equals, each one pushing the other.
Absolutely. But even in her grief, her dedication to their dream never wavered. Took over Pierre's teaching position at the Sorbonne.
Wow.
First woman professor there. Not just resilience, that's a statement.
Yeah.
Right. Challenging the whole system.
And then, life hasn't tested her enough, World War I. But Curie, she doesn't back down. She sees an opportunity, her knowledge, these discoveries, to actually make a difference.
Right.
Forget the lab, she's bringing X-rays to the front lines.
Talk about applied science under pressure. She knew X-rays could find shrapnel, bullets in wounded soldiers, saving lives.
Yeah.
But not just the theory, right?
Right.
She helped equip military hospitals, mobile X-ray units, training the staff, even driving them to the front lines herself.
Wow. The image of this brilliant scientist, driven by compassion in the face of war. But all that dedication, that exposure to radiation, it took its toll, didn't it?
It's the bittersweet part of her story. The very thing she devoted her life to understanding. It affected her own health.
Yep.
Years of handling those materials. Back then, the protection wasn't what it is now. It led to
Yeah.
complications.
A reminder that even pursuing knowledge can come at a cost. But it's crucial to remember Curie's work, it wasn't just theoretical, it was life-saving.
Absolutely.
That research into radium, that element she'd fought so hard to isolate, it laid the groundwork for radiation therapy for cancer. Just incredible, right? This element, dangerous as can be, but with this power to heal,
Yeah.
it really speaks to that duality of Curie's whole story. The risks that come with discovery, but also the incredible good.
It's a duality that, honestly, it goes beyond just her discoveries. Think about it. We're not just talking physics, chemistry. This had ripple effects.
Right.
Medicine, obviously, with the radiation therapy, but technology, even just how we understand the universe, the really basic stuff.
It's almost impossible to overstate her impact at this point, But for all the awards, all the Nobel Prizes, we got to remember the person at the heart of it. This woman, driven by curiosity, this belief in knowledge, and using it to help people.
Absolutely. And even as her health declined, that dedication never went away.
Right.
Continued researching, spearheaded the Radium Institute in Paris, to this day, a leading center for studying radioactivity and always pushing for radium in medicine. Even came to the United States, raising funds, raising awareness. A true champion right to the very end.
Really embodies that quote, right? Nothing in life is to be feared, only to be understood. Not shying away from the unknown, facing it head on, makes you think, what about in our own lives? What are we intimidated by that? Maybe we should be trying to understand better.
It's a good point to end on, I think. We get caught up in the achievements, but it's that spirit wanting to know more that leads to the breakthroughs in the first place. And Marie Curie, she exemplifies that.
Absolutely. A reminder that we all have that capacity to explore, to push boundaries. And on that note, we'll leave you to your own deep dives, your own explorations. Until next time.